just because you don't understand doesn't mean you don't have a problem. If a dairy has trouble with stray voltage and they're sensing they have a problem, they're not sure where to go with it, I would advise them to get in touch with an Agrivolt technician for our area. It's Fisher and Thompson, and have them come out and do some preliminary checks. And I would advise them personally to immediately apply for a Agrivolt analysis, because that is what they will need. That's a very important step, and it's worth all the money that we put into it. Because if I'm going to build a new barn, I need to know what's going on. If I go rent a barn, I need to know what's going on. So, do you need an Agrivolt analysis? Yes. Just go ahead and do it. It's good money spent. I was looking 20 years ahead. I did not want to do this 10 years from now and wonder, oh, why didn't I do it and have the advantage all these years? What does Agrivolt do? It's a neutral blocker that's controlled, and that's why we can't just go put any old blocker on the power line, because those aren't controlled. They're going to jump high voltage across X amount of times a day, and you're going to gain nothing. But if we can control the voltage coming in with their equalizer, it takes that voltage coming in, changes the sine wave, and sends it back out, equalizing it. Therefore, our meters, we can have up to 3 volts coming in. It takes it right back out 100%. So we have a new dairy barn. We've got the Agrivolt system, and now we have the system there, and it doesn't just control our voltage, it helps us to understand if we have faults on our system. So there can be faults that we can't see, we can't tell, and I'll give an example how our milk cooler was working fine, but there was a fault that came up, and I pinpointed to the circuit of the milk cooler, and we had Terry Deal come in with his scope meter, and we found a motor that was going bad, and we also found a little pressure switch that was going bad. And every time these things kicked in or out, it put off stray voltage, as in a fence, like a fencer would give off. So all day when this thing's running, we're getting the same effect of a fencer on our neutral grid. Cows are getting shocked. We have no idea it's happening because everything's working fine. So that is one of the benefits of the Agrivolt system. It picks up these faults, and we can fix them today instead of waiting till Saturday night when nobody wants to come out. We put the system in, and I had put a water meter on in the meantime to start tracking the gallons of water that the cows were drinking. And so the first day with the Agrivolt system on, they drank 1 more gallon per cow per day, and they jumped a 1.5 pounds of milk immediately. We had decided that we needed 3 pounds of milk per cow over a 5-year period to pay for this system. But having brought the stray voltage into control, I also felt comfortable moving ahead and starting to milk 3 times a day. So that fall, we put this in March. Till that fall, we felt as a family we were ready to move ahead and milk 3 times a day. So we had a couple changes in the program, but we went from an 85 pound herd average to doing 95 to 100 pounds. So how much did the Agrivolt do? I like to look at it this way. Most farmers can make 75 pounds of milk, and you add BST and we can make 10 more pounds of milk, and we milk 3 times a day and we can make another 10 pounds of milk. So there's 95 pounds. I like to see 95 pounds if we can. and Agrivolt helps us to do it with more ease. Well, we've gained more comfortable cows, which is somatic cell is much easier to maintain. The last 2 years we averaged a rolling herd average of somatic cell between 88 and 80,000. Well, how do we see the return on that investment? We see it, we can't pinpoint it, but we see that we are paying down more debt in the last couple years. And this year, with our higher milk price and lower feed costs, we feel it'll all be a good combination to keep us moving forward and put us in a better position financially. And like I said, we needed a 3-pound plus. Well, we've got 15 pounds and running here. So in a sense, we're done paying for it and we're moving forward with other things.